Hello and welcome back to the law. Today we're playing more Balatro, just as kind of a victory lap. I beat it. I've got all of the deck stake wins. I've only played a couple of times since I beat it, but I just wanted to play one game and kind of explain how I got C++, how I got all these Joker stickers. And you can do it on any deck. Some decks I did find to be a little bit easier. So after I beat every deck on the gold stake, I would play typically blue deck, yellow deck, ghost deck, or Zodiac deck. And I can explain. Blue deck, pretty easy. Because you get the one extra hand. It's just a little, you start with like that little boost. Both getting an extra hand and then potentially getting an extra dollar every round. With that extra hand, the yellow deck, you just get the extra resources right away. Gives you like a nice start to save money, and once you save money, get your $25, get max interest, then you can build your deck, build your jokers a lot faster. There's nothing wrong with all these other decks, like green deck. I mean, it's pretty challenging on the gold stake just because you don't earn any interest, so it's tough. Black deck is very hard. This one's not bad, but I just really enjoyed the ghost deck, right? The goal is to get as many jokers and win with as many jokers on the gold stake at a single time, right? Jokers that you haven't won with before. So if you can win most runs, you can win with just 2 or 3 jokers for scoring. So that leaves on average 2 to 3 jokers that you can just get a sticker for. And if you go on the ghost deck, not only do you get things like immolation, where you can build your deck, or all these like fun like red seal cards, blue seal, purple. You also get a really powerful thing. You get ectoplasm, which allows you to pick up more jokers than you would have been able to normally. And so like there were a few times where I like had 2 ectos and was playing pairs, and it was no problem at all, and got just a couple extra jokers on a run. But yeah, that's why I like the ghost deck, because of ectoplasm. Really, I mean, there's other reasons, but ectoplasm is plenty enough reason when you're doing this challenge. I did abandon deck a couple times, but mostly I would do Zodiac deck. Zodiac deck is really similar to the yellow deck, except instead of money, you get $30 in vouchers. And what's really helpful is that they're the vouchers that are gonna help you build your deck, right? Like, you can shape your deck with the Tarot Merchant, and then strengthen your hands with the Planet Merchant. But then also, what's really, really helpful is just being able to see essentially 1.5 times the like items in the shop at a time, like just right off the bat. And like, to get to this point in a regular run, you'd spend $30 and you just start there. So it's like a huge boost to your game. There were a couple times I'd play other decks, like Plasma deck I'd play, just because it's like a little different. You get lucky, and sometimes there are some pretty powerful chip jokers. Like if you get a Wii Joker, or if you get a bull, like, and have like pretty good econ, you don't need anything else. So if you have a Wii Joker, you can have 4 unique Jokers that you get a gold stake on, like a gold stake sticker on, just through using the plasma deck. So I would do that if I wanted a break, but yeah, I just want to play one, kind of show my strat, like, you know, just like kind of what a run would look like going for this. And obviously I have them all done, right? But I think it's still fun to kind of take a victory lap around in Balatro. So here's a straight. It doesn't win right away. I think what I want to do is go for the high straight, and I think that's nice that I did that, because if you win in one, you get the 1 extra hand, which is an extra $1, which could be used later. Riffraff is pretty good. If we pick up Riffraff, we don't need the Buffoon pack. Riffraff is also like a money generator. Also, Wasteful is potentially awesome. I kind of want to open the Buffoon pack anyway. I could buy that, and then also get the Riffraff and go next. Golden Joker is very good. Could probably sell that for an extra $1, and this should win. 4 of a kind 5s wins, and this gives me an extra $1 as well, which is really nice. Now I don't feel as bad buying the extra discard. There's this Buffoon pack, extra hand size, 2 cards displayed. I think I do want to start building the red card. I think red card is gonna scale faster than Supernova, and it works with everything, right? It's just flat plus malt. But if I do Supernova, like, it's gonna take a little longer to build. So yeah, I think just skipping here is kind of the move. And then since we have Golden Joker, potentially getting this, and there's nothing that I want. I think I typically on a lot of these runs, I like to play more smaller hands. So I'd rather play 2 or 3 pairs than 1 straight, just because it's consistent enough. Especially too if you, like, let's say you have gold cards, or you have like seal cards, like blue seals that you're looking for, that you want to hold in hand by the time you're done. You're just playing 1 straight and you draw it right away. It's safer to just play that straight. If it's strong enough, you're just gonna win. Then you don't have that extra time to throw away cards and gain those resources. So I think just skipping here is just as powerful as a pair level, right? It's actually more powerful because it goes up by 1 malt and 15 chips. So if it just goes up by 3 malt straight, the runner is very good with pairs. I think that's nice. You can have the runner and still not... You can have the runner and then also not play straights as like your main hand. You can have the runner get a few chips. Even if you just get 100 chips on the runner, that's 100 chips you wouldn't have on like your pair level. 100 chips on a pair level is like 7 or 8 pair level, or 7 or 8 Mercury cards. I think because this boss is just tough, I think just playing the 2 pair to get out of here. I might even sell this to get the extra $1 of interest. Just just getting out of there is probably better for us than anything else. This, looking for probably money, so hermit or something of that sort, but there's nothing here. Consider, like, there's some consideration for taking the judgment, but I think since we have 3 more rounds on the riffraff, we just skip. And standard pack, looking for blue seals. I think we take the blue seal. Usually the kind of seals that I always look for is blue seals and purple seals. Gold seals are nice, but they're not completely necessary if you just like spend your money a little wiser. And also they aren't red seals aren't like completely necessary either. So sell that. We know that this 2 pair wins. Actually, we want to potentially find that blue seal, so we can like, dig a little bit, and hopefully that we can try. How much is a pair? So yeah, then we can play 2 pairs. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it's still alright. We still know we can hit that 2,000. 2 pair levels. That honestly, that's not like horrible depending on what we get in this shop here. That's not a bad deal. I think I'd like to buy this. Skip, no pair level. We can go next. I don't think we're gonna skip for that. Okay, so 2 pair. It's kind of nice. Just take what we're given, I guess. Okay, there is the blue seal. And I think we'd like to get some sort of level out of this. So we'll just take the 2 pair level. Because we have plus chips, and I guess we have some plus. We have plus chips and plus molds, scaling plus mold. Planets are nice to help continue that scaling. I'd like the crystal ball, but let's take the spectral pack first. And Wraith, there's like a few good options for us, but it also is going to cost us all of our money and the interest. And we'd have to give something up, probably Riffraff or the Mad Joker. So let's just take the money. That way I don't feel as bad spending on that consumable slot. We can buy that. And take the 2 pair level, because that's helpful for us right now. And I'm going to sell that Joker because we already have the plus mold. We don't need it. And I'd like to get an extra, you know, $1 or whatever. Let's play this 2 pair, or this pair, sorry. And get the blue seal, and we have the blue seal, and there's nothing else we can dig for, so just like I think this is gonna be it. I think this is gonna be disabled here, but I'm not actually sure. But anyway, I'm just gonna send it. This should be enough to win. And always, before you cash out here, use your 2 pair, or like use the planets you want to use, because if you don't, like, let's say I didn't and this was gonna be a 2 pair, it wouldn't, because you can only see 1 planet in the shop at a time, like 1 of each planet in the shop at a time, unless you have the Showman Joker. So let's take the Arcana pack. We can skip 15 on the red card. Same thing for the standard pack, looking for seals. That blue seal is pretty nice. We have one already. We still have 48 cards in the deck, so maybe we take it. I think we could take it. Just reroll once, and we can reroll another time. We already have some pretty good plus mult with the red card. If we got this earlier and could use the riffraff, that would be super awesome, but we can't, so it's just kind of how it is now. So we got that. I'd like to do my best to try and find this other blue seal, but if we can't, just play the 2-pair and that wins, no problem. And that's okay. Sometimes you're not always going to get everything, but it's still very helpful to even just get one planet card if you can. You know, scaling is scaling. You know, you're not always going to get both. This is like pretty good, but we don't need it. The red card is more valuable to us. Again, steal. Unless you have a super high base mult, which it's 6 right now, so it'd effectively be like 9.5 or 10. It's not like super important for us. And the gold seal doesn't matter that much either, so just skip again. Keep scaling our red card. And just look for that other blue seal, I think. Nothing, so we can play all of this, right? And hopefully we get some of our aces. Okay, so there's one ace. And we got both queens, both aces, and we've got 3 slots. Remember, because we picked up the crystal ball voucher, so we have an extra slot, so we can actually still hold the Mercury card. That should win, no problem. 2-pair. And that's pretty good. Right now we're at 140 chips and 8 mult, so what's really helpful is as time goes on, we're gonna get closer and closer. We're gonna be able to get rid of the clever joker, right? When when we had like 1 or 2-pair levels, that's like 40 or 60 chips, right? This is still more than a ×2, but now it's doing a lot less for us. The red card is still essentially like a ×3 if we have, you know, 8 mult. It's a little over a ×2, but the 2-pair is getting weaker and weaker with every planet card that we use, so eventually we're going to be able to get rid of that. Constellation is very good. I think that's almost always an instant buy. It even if we just scaled it with our like the planet cards that we earn from blue seals and just like from getting 2-pair levels from celestial packs, like it'd still be very, very helpful to get that X mult. Let's open this pack first because we have a pair and a Jupiter out there. We have a higher chance of seeing this Uranus card, and then I think we just buy these. I'd like to buy the Arcana pack. And normally I'd skip, but because we have Constellation now, I'd like to do this so we can use up some of these levels. And now, effectively, this red card is a +30-ish, right? times 1.5, so half of 21 is 10 and a half, so it's gonna be like 31 and a half instead of 20. So that's really nice. Let's play this straight right away. Might as well just play the straight. Also, if we sell the riffraff, we get up to, you know, our interest cap. The interest cap's at $25 at the base, so it's always nice to be able to do that right away. Play high card just to dig a little bit. We know that two pair will win for us, so looking just for that blue seal, and we got one, which is really nice. Let's see how much we're at 3,500. Let's see how much the two pair does now for us. You know, double the required score, which is really nice. Use that. Hermit, always use. Probably should have used the Celestial pack first. We'll open the standard pack first, actually. Another blue seal. Would be nice, just, you know, to see it more. The more you have, right? The more you're gonna see it. Also, we have 3 slots, so in a world where we can hold 3, I think that's nice. And then the Celestial pack, it doesn't matter really what we get at this point. We just want the level for the constellation. Reserved parking is kind of nice. Get a little extra money, but it's a little expensive. The riffraff I would take again, and another 2-pair level. I think what we do is we take riffraff and we get rid of this and get some extra jokers this way, right? I mean, this is actually a little worse than the one that we just got rid of, but we get to sell it for money, which is nice. Alright, just give me an ace and we're good. I'd like to see if I can find another card, just because I know that the 2-pair scores around 12,000, and that's awesome. We got another card, so play the 2-pair. Nice. Even without that, I don't even remember what it was, but the 2-pair plus chips joker, we got 13,000, right? So we're still scaling. Now that we're at 240, it's a lot less. Like, it's essentially like a times a 1.2 or a 1.3. Don't need any of these, so skip. Could use another king if I wanted. This gold card is nice, but I don't think we're like plenty good with just like looking for these blue seals and holding these blue seals. You can take a card and then still skip and get the points. You don't get any more points for skipping with 2. But I think I just want to skip and buy this level and go next. Get the flush for from the riffraff, the droll joker, and 2 aces and 2 threes. Let's see what we can get here. Let's see if there's anything else we can get that ace. Oh my gosh, and we do. So that's kind of nice. Like, sometimes it pays off. We're gonna get that extra, chips or whatever. So we'll be up to 300 chips after these planet cards. Then, 280. So it's just like that extra bit of scaling is very helpful. Constellation also scales very quickly, um, which is nice. Something to think about too is if we would have picked up that dagger, I don't know where it would be, but certainly if we had like a riffraff we could take, that'd be some like pretty good like plus scaling. Let's use the Arcana pack first, and we don't have anything to death. I think death would be good if there was a gold. If like the devil was in here to make a gold card, I think that would be something I'd like to do. Strength, I guess we could make more kings and aces, but I think I'd rather just have the money to spend a little bit more. Mailing rebate we might as well take. We have the open spot. Doesn't cost us anything. Wrathful Joker, we don't need the plus chips, and we're gonna get a Joker from the riffraff anyway, so I'll just stop buying stuff. I'd like to do 3 of a kind and 4 of a kind sometimes. There's like nice ways to pivot off of 2 pair. A lot of times in these higher stake runs, there are times where you're not going to be able to just use your pair or 2 pair all the way through towards the end. And so one pivot that is pretty popular that I like to do is use your pairs or your 2 pairs, and then over time make more cards, right? Like if we would have made more kings and more aces, then eventually you're just going to have an overabundance of those, and you can play the 4 of a kind because that scales a lot faster. 4 of a kind scales, it's like 30 chips and 4 mult. It's one of the faster scaling like base hands that is like relatively easy to play, but we don't have that right now, so just grabbing the 4 of a kind when we see it is plenty enough. Banana, that's awesome. We love that. Okay, when we see 2 pair, we hold it, right? Because we know that it'll win, but we just want to survive. At this point, this is a tough boss, right? And if we hadn't been scaling this 2 pair, maybe we'd be a lot more concerned, but we're not, because we've been, you know, scaling pretty good. Really lucky that we got either of these blue seals, but anyway, let's just give it a send. So 50,000, we did get a little bit of a boost from the banana, but it didn't like contribute too crazy where we can't expect to get right back there. I want that, and I'm gonna take the standard pack, and I could take a king, it could take a queen, but let's just skip for the red card. Same thing, let's use the standard pack. Purple is something that we don't have, and I think that's worth taking. Purple generates the tarot cards, and you get things like the Hung Man or Death, or you know, those cards that are just gonna allow you to keep like building your deck and arranging your cards the way that you want them so that you can play the hands that you want. I think definitely like you could consider not buying the paintbrush when I did, just like waiting around and then buying it, but it could pay off as soon as this round, and we have the golden joker. We can kind of get out of there if we need to. Also, if we like do this, then we can discard 5 and still hold a 2 pair, which is nice. Spades, I don't remember what the first boss was. I think it was actually the two cards discard after every hand, which could be nice, but to turn this into spades, but I don't think it's necessary. I think we just discard again, looking for either a higher pair, which we got, or what we're looking for is that other blue seal. So we could get rid of these 8s now. So we have this other pair. We can get rid of these jacks now. Because we have this other pair. That's kind of funny. And we're actually gonna win just with our pairs. So I think we play the 2 pair now, just so that we can, you know, get those levels where we want them. Well over, that was like 60,000, a little bit more for the 2 pair, which is nice. Plus, or times 3.1 on the constellation. It's really nice that it just kind of scales naturally. Like, I do want the aces, but I don't want to destroy these blue seals, so we can skip. Invisible Joker is really nice. Copying Constellation would be really sweet. Because at this point we have 20 flat mult. If we copied Constellation, that would be pretty sweet. I think getting rid of this, and we can get rid of the Lusty Joker too. An extra discard, this is nice. Help us get those blue seals. We have a 2 pair. And we got the discard, or we got our purple seal. And let's make one of these aces glass and try and get that last seal. Making the ace glass is something that you could do to have kind of like a failsafe, right? Obviously you don't want to play this and have it break, but in the scenario where you really need some extra score, now we're at 22 base mult, and that's going to be a lot more influential to your score than it was earlier in the game when we only had a few extra, just like 5 or 6 chips. So I think we take the planet over skipping because the times mult is more influential than the other stuff. We don't need a jack, so we can skip there and go next. I kind of like the discard. Maybe we sell Riffraff. I mean, we are gonna sell Riffraff eventually. After this round, I think I'm gonna sell everything but Constellation. So might as well sell it now. I guess it doesn't matter. For the extra point, doesn't matter. Let's look for those blue seals or the purple seal. Got one. Purple seal now. Got the moon. I guess we can use the moon. And try and get another seal. Yeah, that's a 2 pair. Let's play this as a pair. And this is either a king or something else. Let's just play these 3. Because that could be our blue seal queen, right? That's because our, you know, our clubs are over here. I think this actually is our blue seal queen. So we can play this 2-pair and win. Yep, it was. So now we have this. And I think what I'd like to do is I'm gonna sell this. As much as I'd like to keep that, I'm going to also sell the red card. Thank you, red card, for doing your active service, but we don't need you anymore. This is at 3.6 times mult, and we have 24 mult, right? If we have 2, so like times 3 is like 60. Times 60 by 3 is 180. That's like quite a significant more than just like another plus 36. That's why you sell that and you just have 2 constellations. Then we also have more room for like jokers. We also don't need to skip as often anymore, so that's something we have little of. We have 2 9s, 2 2s, and 2 3s. Let's get rid of a 7 and a 6 maybe. And I'll take the grabber just because it's nice to have. And we can go next. And we'll see here pretty much right away how powerful this is, which is nice. Certainly enough to get us through this round, but we'll see how powerful it is as time goes on. 2 blue seals, which is nice. And now we're just looking for the third, this glass ace. Okay, we got the third, so 2 kings and 2 8s is fine. We can't discard the purple seal. I was a little like trigger happy on that. So yeah, like 150-ish, 148 or something per 2 pair. So if I play 3 2 pairs in the final round, I should be able to win, no problem. Take the spectral pack, like every time. This late in the game, you take the spectral pack. Immolate first, and then put the red seal on a king. And so now we want the upper cards are unphased. We only have 2 10s, only 1 9. Just gotta be careful. Just gotta pay attention to that, I guess. DNA is nice. I'll take DNA. If we get, you know, like a blue seal, maybe I do that. Speak of the devil, I guess. I'm willing to take a hand. You know, we have the extra hand. We just bought the extra hand, so I'm willing to take the extra hand to do that. Power is actually pretty nice. If we put it on one of these blue seals, that'd be really, really nice. Guess I could have gotten rid of that king too. Play this pair. Play this pair. And that's fine. We got this 2 pair. That wins. Should be no problem. 240 now-ish. Because also, like, I gain the chips, right? And then I also gain the level, or like, you know, the times mult on this by the planet. Celestial pack looking for a 2 pair. We get it. And that's it, I think. This one I don't think we really want to mess around too much. This boss can be kind of stinky. So I think we just even before we use all our discards, just get out of here. 300,000 is pretty good. We should have no problem winning. 300,000 is enough also to beat the Violet Vessel. Just something to think about. Let's take the planets first. And then next round we'll do the discard. I don't think we need the discard right now. Four of a kind. I know we said we might pivot. I don't think that's a thing anymore. Look at four of a kind. It's 180 times 19. That's pretty good. Like if you had pairs, we were upgrading our pairs. That's like 19 levels it would take for the pairs to be this strong. But we have 28 levels in 2 pair. Which I think is just gonna take... It'd take this probably 15 levels to get this far. But we're already this far in, so it doesn't make sense really to do that. I think what I want to do is turn this into a rock and then duplicate it. Now we have 4 blue seals. Or no, we have 5 blue seals, which is nice. And because we know we scored 300,000, it's like holding them is fine with me. Purple seal, nice that we got it. Diamonds, no. Could turn the blue seals into diamonds so that they're always on the right hand side of the screen. That's something that I'm actually okay with doing. So now if we sort by suit, okay, I guess there's still like high enough cards, but we got the 3, right? So there's nothing else we need to do. So we can just play the 2 pair. And the reason why I waited to buy that extra discard earlier is because I wanted to get that, you know, all of our interest. Because now with like the $6 of interest that we got, we can afford this, and it's like pretty minimal damage. We, you know, lose $1 of interest, and maybe we don't need this DNA anymore. But it's nice to have, I guess. See if we can get it, and we can. Yeah, I don't think we need the DNA anymore. We have 4 discards, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue seals. Like we have a 1 in 9 chance that we draw it. So that 479,000 is plenty enough to beat the anti-8 like base. It's 400k on anti-8. But if we, you know, if we have the Violet Vessel or whatever, like if it's the extra, you know, the extra points boss, that's 1.2 million, which still with a couple hands, you know, 3 2 pairs is all it would take, or like 1 with like a couple glass cards or something. But yeah, so let's reroll. We can hold Temperance, and we could turn this into a gold card. Finally, we have a gold card. Not that it really is doing that much for us at this point in the game. Glass Joker is good, but we only have the 1 glass card and we're not really playing it, so I don't think it matters that much. Supernova is good. It's not necessary really either. But that's fine, I guess. Let's get rid of these 3s maybe instead. Diamonds. So there's 1. And we know it wins, so like even more incentive to look for these blue seals. Got a gold card, which is nice. Just gotta be careful, don't play too fast and like sell yourself out, Okay, now we got 4. We don't need all 4, but it's fine, I guess. Make sure we play the 5th king. Let's sell that, I guess. Yeah, that's plenty enough. Even with 2 hands now on the Violet Vessel, we'd win. Just 2 jokers. And lots of scaling. The Hanged Man we definitely take. What is the boss? Okay, this is not that bad. Let's buy... I think I'd rather just, like, spend this money. We can hang... What can we hang? 3s and 2s, or 7s and 9s? Or 10s and... 10s and... 4s, I guess. And we can take the money. Now I'll buy this. Now I don't mind buying that. Could re-roll. I think I'd like to keep this. We just use the Hung Man. We can use Death, I guess, on this. We can get rid of our last 9. We don't need it. Can't, like, use it for a pair, so we might as well get rid of it. And we can buy these couple levels. Might as well. And discard. Right, we've got our 2 pair already. Don't need much else. Let's start playing hands. And if we get one of those purple seals, we have it and can discard it. So let's discard. We can make this king a glass card. And we still have the 2 pair. Still have a couple hands left. We might as well dig. Okay, we got it. So 2 pair. Now we're like pretty close to one-shotting. Even if it was the Violet Vessel, 1 glass card would do the trick for us. Really good. This would help too with the Violet Vessel. Let's say we only had 1 of these, we would have a significantly less, or like a significantly lower on average score per hand. This would be certainly really nice to help us get through the boss. 2 pair level, and I want to buy this. And let's take the 4 of a kind level. Go next. Alright, so we have a lot of aces and a lot of kings, so I might as well. Got the kings, let's discard. Got the aces, let's make this maybe. And we can discard like this. I guess I should have played some hands maybe. Could have gotten another, you know, Tarot card. And play this 2 pair. We've got 3 in hand, 3 seals. Now for sure 1 2 pair gives us this, you know, the score that we would need for the Violet Vessel. We don't, but we have it. And this last round, let's say this was a round that I was going for gold stake. I said earlier, it only takes 2 to 3 jokers to get your scaling, right? So, or to get your score to survive. And even with 1 of these, we'd be able to pretty easily get the 400,000, maybe not in the 1 hand, but certainly in 2. But yeah, this is where you do your shopping. You could buy, you know, photograph if you needed the gold sticker on that. You see Wrathful. Wrathful was actually one of the ones I got pretty late in the game. Death we could take. That's helpful, you know, if you're concerned about winning. Another joker. What's really nice late in the game when you get jokers like this that are rental, right? We just got 3 rental jokers in a row. Let's say we needed them all on gold sticker, or gold, like to get a gold sticker on the gold stake, like no problem at all. That's 3. And then if we wanted a 4th, like with $6 and a couple rerolls, could delete this and buy them and still win, no problem. But yeah, like you see a lot of jokers towards the end, even with just $40. It's very possible. So I don't know. That's just the kind of strategy that I liked to use. That's me. Not everyone is the same. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, here I guess we can just play this. Oh, I guess I can death this too, and then play these kings. And this is going to be like a crazy amount of score. 14 million. We need, 400,000. Good thing. Here's the seed if you want to play this seed. But yeah, not like too crazy of a run, honestly. Like just playing, using the jokers you get to get through the early game, building around them until eventually you don't need them, right? We had that. What is that joker called? I don't even know. This one. The clever joker. We got the clever joker really early. And it helped us kind of get through the first couple rounds. We also got the red card, which is right here, which, I mean, we got it to like 36, I think, before we stopped using it, but still very, very, very good. Helped us get through a long way. Did a lot of work before we ended up getting rid of it. And then, I mean, you get lucky with the jokers that you see in a round, but if you just play conservatively, play with kind of what you're given, like you can win a lot of runs, right? Like, where's that joker? Constellation. There it is, yeah. The Constellation, like, is one of the better scaling, like, times mult jokers, which is good. But like, we saw Blackboard that was, and it was perishable, but we saw Blackboard that could have helped a little bit. We saw Card Shark, or Card Sharp, somewhere in there, and yeah, Riffraff could have generated something for us. If we kept the Riffraff, we probably could have gotten Cavendish. But yeah, saw Erosion, which would have been really good, even just with, 9 cards missing. It's the same as the red card when we got rid of the red card. Yeah, just using what you have to generate the deck that you want to build, and the hands that you want to play, right? I initially didn't want to play 2-pair, and you don't have to commit to it. Like, as soon as we got Clever Joker, you don't have to commit to 2-pair, but it's nice to get you through the first couple rounds, and if that's just what is being handed to you, sometimes that's just what you gotta play. But anyway, that's kind of it. That's how most of these runs that I played to get the gold stake go. And yeah, here's the deck once again. Ended up not really making that many extra cards, right? We were getting rid of cards more so. A lot of blue seals, that's another thing. Blue seals are very, very helpful when trying to scale. Like, blue seals are honestly like a little overpowered at times when you have them, but I don't think, like, there's no way you can really nerf them. But anyway, yeah, this is how I won Balatro. This is how I got C++ on Balatro, just doing this and being really patient. So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see ya. See you later.